Hello and welcome to all of you from RBS Basic Research Academy. My name is Dr. Raibak Sumro and I'm from the Shabdi University, Pakistan. I'm going to start a video series on the SmartPLS because I consider the SmartPLS is the most popular software right nowadays. Although the different softwares are available, but I think this is a much more popular software and most of the people, they are using this software. And that's why they have some problem to understand the different concepts of the SmartPLS. So that's why I decided to start a series of the lectures on SmartPLS. This is the first video lecture of that series. In this one, I'm going to discuss about the structural equation modeling because structural equation modeling is very important to understand before understanding this software. Because what we are doing is that we are working on structural equation modeling in this software. Although different softwares are also available, at the end of this video, I have provided a list of the different softwares where you can work on the strict equation modeling. But so far, I'm going to discuss what is structural equation modeling because that's very important to understand the concept of this SmartPLS. I have also done an online course on the SmartPLS from the PLS Academy, Hamburg University, Hamburg, Germany. So I have covered almost the 9 modules from this online academy, which are all these one. And at the end of this course, this academy also provided this certificate to me. Now I can be called as a certified SmartPLS Academy certified trainer of this course. This is some of the introduction of this academy. If you are interested, you can also visit on this website, and then you can also do the same course from this PLS-SEM Academy. And right now they're offering the 9 online courses on these different topics. So these 9 are paid one, and apart from these 9 courses, they're also offering you the 2 free courses are there. But if you want to do online course on this topic, then definitely you have to pay to the PLS Academy. So now normally they are charging, I think, the 170 euro if you want to get registered for this course. Now, first of all, we divide the techniques into the 2 era, the first generation techniques and the second generation techniques. So let's discuss to understand some of the difference between the first generation technique and the second generation technique. The first generation techniques start from the at about 1980s. So primarily we will focus on the exploratory at that time to explore the different things. That's why we were using the multiple regression. We were also applying the logistic regression on our data. We also used analysis of variance, cluster analysis, EFA exploratory factor analysis, and the multi-dimensional scaling. So just to explore our data. But right now in the second generation, all these have been replaced by the partial least square structural equation modeling. So nowadays we are using this software like this type of the technique which you can run into different softwares. So now this is the second generation, and from the 90s and onwards, right, the people are using the PLS-SEM. And then if you want to confirm your results, that means if you are entered into the preliminary confirmatory approach, then you are required to go for the CB-SEM. This is the covariance based structural equation modeling. So now this is another approach. This is the another approach. Now normally we call this one as a variance based structural equation modeling approach. And this is the covariance based system modeling. And then here we can deal with the observed. Okay, in the first generation software, what we were doing, we were also comparing dealing with the observed variable. Now, observed variable, that means that variable which you can observe, like the age of a person, rate of the inflation, wages, and different variables. These are the variables which you can directly observe. So, and then for this one, we were using the regression to deal with all these observed variables. In the second generation, now we are equally capable to deal with the observed variable as well as unobserved variable, or normally we call as a latent variable. Now, unobserved or latent variable are those of the variable which you cannot directly observe, like ability, like the satisfaction of an employee, like the satisfaction of a student. So now these are those terms which we cannot directly observe. So for in order to observe all these latent variable, unobserved variable, we are required to have some of the questions, like by asking some question, you can measure the level of satisfaction of your employee. And then another benefit of this second generation software is that you can run a very highly complicated model simultaneously. Like you are watching one model here. This is a highly complicated model where so different independent variables are there. More than one dependent variables are there. Some of the mediation motivation is there. So now the simultaneity, the complex model you can run in the second generation softwares. And this type of the concept, this type of the model, which was impossible to run in the first generation software, because mostly the first generation softwares we were dealing with the bivariate or univariate. But in the second generation software, equally we are working on the bivariate, univariate, bivariate, and multivariate. So that's why these are more advanced than the first generation software. That's why the people are using these other softwares nowadays, and that's why the PLS-SEM is also the much more popular software, because it is dealing with the it belongs to second generation software. Dear viewers, now as I told you in this one, I'm going to discuss about the statistical equation modeling. So let us to understand this one. So first of all, how we can define statistical equation modeling is without any doubt. There's only doubt that one of the most popular methodology, as I already told you, it's much more popular right now, and it is quantitative social science. And the social sciences, two approaches are there. One is qualitative and there's a quantitative. If we talk about the quantitative, then this one is the equation modeling is much more popular in the social sciences. And then statistical equation modeling is a powerful multivariate technique. As I already told you, that the multivariate, when there are the more than two variables are there, that type of the technique we call is a multivariate technique. So now, because of the nowadays so many variables are there, like the independent variable, dependent variable, control variable, and then the moderator, mediator, and all because of all these variables, our model has become so much complicated. Our model has become a multivariate. So that's why this technique is highly appropriate to deal with this type of the complex model. Like here you're watching the SEM model. So in order to deal this model, or in order to run this model simultaneously, we are required to use a second generation software, so which deals with the statistical equation modeling. And then same statistical equation modeling is advanced technique. Now this advanced technique, what it does, it assesses the complex model. Okay, now this is a complex model. It can assess, this complex model can easily be assessed by the statistical equation modeling. That the many relationships you see in this one, different type of the relationships are there, and confirmatory factor analysis, where you can confirm. As I told you earlier, that in the first generation software we were working on the exploring the relationship among the variable, but now here the confirmatory factor analysis you can also run. The CFA you cannot run into the SPCs, because SPCs belong to the first generation software. And then we can also work on the observed as well as the unobserved variable. Okay, so this is the beauty of the statistical equation modeling. And then furthermore is now the same is a such technique that allows researcher to make the contribution of the each item. Now see, in this one, in the one construct, there are different items are there. So now you can measure the impact of each item on the other item. So now it was not possible in the first generation software, in the SPC especially, because this is biggest limitation of that one, that in the SPCs we were required to first of all to compute a new variable for a one construct. For example, your construct is employee satisfaction. So now first of all, you are required to take the average of all the items of this construct imply satisfaction, and then you are required to create a new variable. Now that new variable is basically a average of all these one, and then the same way you are required to compute the variable of all the construct, and then you are regressing the all the independent variable on the dependent variable, and then you are getting the results. But now here in this state equation modeling, the benefit is that you can measure the contribution of each item, which was not possible in the first generation software like the your SPSS. Then additionally, in the same can measure the relation between the construct of interest at the second level order. The benefit of this one, so this is the first level order or lower order, and this is the second or second order level or higher order level. So here equally you can also, if you are you can also construct the you can also measure the impact of the second level variable in your model. Then SEM brings together characteristics of the both factor analysis, okay, so and the multiple regression. Now we can say that the same is combination of the factor analysis and the multiple regression. Basically, in the same, what we are doing is we are applying the multiple regression, but in the advanced manner. And another good thing of this one is that simultaneously you can run the model simultaneously at the same time, and then the direct or indirect effect, which was not possible in the first generation software. And then the direct, that means that when you are going to check the impact of independent variable on the dependent variable, this is the direct one, and you are giving a one arrow which starts from the IVs and ends at the DV. So this shows that you want to measure the impact of the independent variable on the dependent variable. This is the direct. And when we talk about the indirect, then you are looking here, this amount variation is there, the three variables are there. So now, if, for example, if you want to measure the impact of the dependent variable on the independent variable on the dependent variable, then what? For example, then this is the direct. So indirect impact, now see here. So that you are one arrow is pointing out from the independent variable to the dependent variable. This is the direct, and another arrow is going to from the indirect to the mediator, and then from mediator to the direct to a direct dependent variable. So this is called indirect effect. So now either it is a direct effect or indirect. In both cases, the statistical equation modeling can handle all these one easily and can run all the model simultaneously. This is another benefit of the statistical equation modeling. Okay, and where the first generation tools which were included into the ANOVA, linear regression, factor analysis, MANOVA, what was their limitation? That at one time they were handling a single relationship at one time, not a multiple relationship. If, for example, if you want to run another relationship, now relationship means be the impact of if you want to take impact of the one dependent variable in one independent variable on the dependent variable, then you can run it. But if you want to change the dependent variable, then you are required to make another model. This was simultaneously, you were not be able to run the two independent variables simultaneously. This was the biggest limitation of the first generation software. Then partial least square is basically this type of the design. We are working in the SmartPLS. And then the analysis alternative to this is a good alternative of the all means the OLS regression, ordinary least square regression, chemical correlation, and the covariance based statistical equation modelings. Now, as I already told you that there are the two type of the softwares. One is a variance based, and another is the covariance based. Now, at the end of this video, I have provided the list of the variance based software which can handle the statistical equation modeling, and as well as the covariance based list of the covariance based software which can handle the statistical equation modeling. And then, in fact, the PLS, the other name of the PLS is the composite based structural equation modeling, component-based structural equation modeling are the variance-based equation modeling in contrast to covariance-based. Okay, in my next video, I have discussed the major difference between the variance-based structural equation modeling and the covariance-based structural equation modeling. If you find time, you can go and watch that my video to understand the difference between these two types of the approach for the structural equation modeling. And then another important thing is about the PLS can relate the independent variable to the multiple dependent variable. There is more than one dependent variable. Here, the word response is also the other word of the dependent variable. And this type of the bandwidth was not available into the first generation software, especially into the SPSS. Okay, so PLS can handle independent variables even when the predict multicollinearity. Even though if there is a high multicollinearity or multicollinearity between among the independent variable, then it's not an issue for the partial least square because it is a non-parametric technique. So that's why multicollinearity is not an issue for this one. But if you want to run the multiple regression into the SPSS, then this is going to be a big problem for the for your model. If there's a multicollinearity in your independent variable, then it will lead to invalid results. And then PLS can be implemented as a regression model, predicting one or more dependent variable as a set of the one or more dependent variable. Now here you can work on the more than one independent variable simultaneously and more than one independent variable simultaneously. Now, as I already told you, that there are the two approaches: covariance-based structural equation modeling and the variance-based structural equation modeling. So different softwares are available. This is a list of some of the softwares which work on the covariance-based structural equation modeling. Although apart from this list, some other softwares may be available which are not in my notice, but whatever software which are in my notice, these I have provided to you. The first one is that's the EQS, and this is a website out. If you want to know further, you can visit all these websites. And then another is the AMOS. I've also worked a lot on the AMOS, even though I applied AMOS, this AMOS software is equation modeling in my PhD thesis. So that's why I'm much more knowable, and it's a much more popular software. Covariance-based software, much more popular. And then CPath, like that, is another one. Listener is also equally popular. Is the AMOS is popular, and then AMPLUS is also very much popular. And now in the ONEX. So these are some of the paid softwares are there for which if you want to work on, so you are required to pay. But this is the good thing is that this is a completely free software. So R provides a Liban package, latent variable package, where you can store this package into your R and then you can work on this one. The bad thing of R is that I know that it is a command-based software. For everything you are required to provide some command. If you forget any command, you cannot go ahead. It's my understanding regarding the R. I may be incorrect, but in the IBM SPSS and the listener AMPLUS, then some of this software we call as a GUI, graphical user interface. In that one, just you are required to provide a command, like you are required to check one type of the menu, and then automatically the software will apply that technique. Then just you press OK button. No, there is no need to provide any command. They are code in that one. This is the beauty of all these softwares. Another, these are the variance-based softwares. These are. So first of all, very popular SmartPLS, on which I'm working. I have developed a series of the lectures on this one to understand this one. And then PLS GUI is another one. PLS Graph is another one. WarPlus, PLS, Visual PLS, and then Jessica is another, and Edanco. So these are some of the softwares which are dealing the variance-based structural equation modeling. So this was the list of these two software. Again, I'm reminding you that these are in my notice. Apart from these software, some other software may also be available in the market. So these are some of the books which I refer during them is preparing the videos on the state equation modeling as well as on smart PLS. This is a wonderful book. This is initial book if you want to understand the smart PLS, a very wonderful book because it's a premier art, like studying like the book there. The book has been written by the Joseph Hare as a very popular professor, and he has written a very good book. We are looking here on the multivariate data analysis, a much more popular book on the multivariate data analysis. Almost in all the business schools of the world, this book is being referred multivariate data analysis. Apart from here, some others are like the Christian Rinkel and the Mark Sabi. These are also people who are behind the smart PLS. And then the book is this is some of the advanced level of this one, partial advanced issue in the partial least square. And then a general book is on the smart PLS, that's about the blue book, statistical associated blue book is there. This one is also available on this one. If you want to have a copy of this one, soft copy is available. I can provide you. You send email on this email address, then I can send it to you. At the end, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that means that this video has become useful for you.